Hey, day 4. We're doing pretty good. So today I kind of wanted to talk about knowledge and understanding. So yesterday I talked about why it was really important to read. Like reading is good because it advances your mind. But it doesn't stop there. Like you can't just like read things at face value. You have to think critically. And I think unfortunately because we live in this microwave age where, you can just Google something and find an answer someone else has, people have forgotten to take the time to like think for themselves. Like one of the most annoying things to me is groupthink, when people get together and they just create this momentous thought bubble, and anyone who's not in the thought bubble is all of a sudden crazy or divisive. And I think that with a lot of the issues that are going on in the world right now, if we sat back and made sure that we understood where our thoughts were and how to articulate them clearly to others, it would resolve a lot of issues. Because I think a lot of it comes down to just bad communication skills. Like people just don't know how to talk to one another, don't know how to express their feelings and thoughts logically, as opposed to with just pure passion. And I mean, it's fine to be passionate about things, but you can't like beat someone into submission to your thoughts with anger and vitriol rhetoric. You have to kind of take a step back and you understand why you think the way you do, but take some time to understand why the other person does. Now, I struggle with this sometimes. Like I sit and I go, I don't understand why you don't see it the way I do. And I have to like stop and go, no, they didn't grow up the same way you do. They don't have the same background you do. They haven't been through the experiences that you've been through. So it might be colored differently. And I think if more people took that stance, we'd be in a better place. I mean, I know that sometimes people talk about things like white supremacy or white privilege or patriarchy, or feminism from a stance of being a white woman. And how if you are in a place of a majority, if you are in a place of power, it's really difficult for you to see why other people aren't fighting for the fight in the same way you are, right? So you're not going to understand what it's like for a transgender person if you're not transgendered, but you have to be open to how they might see things differently. But that doesn't mean that you have to like change your views. It just means that you have to be open-minded to hear why other people think differently. It doesn't mean that you're gonna switch to their side. I mean, I can talk to an atheist all day, but that's not gonna stop me from believing in Jesus Christ as my savior. Like that's just not gonna happen, because I know why I believe it and I know what I believe, and it's not gonna falter. Like there's no, I can't, and I don't want to think really of a situation that would like make me lose faith, because I feel like it's a intrinsic part of me. And I worry sometimes that I'm not clearly expressing my views on things in a way that lets people know that yes, this is how I think and this is what I believe, but you're welcome to your opinions too. I know sometimes I can be aggressive or assertive and I can make people feel intimidated, I guess. I don't know why. I'm really sweet. I'm really nice. But I am strong-headed. Some might say stubborn. And I am strong-willed. So when I really believe in something, it's to my core, and I speak passionately, and I think sometimes people take that passion for anger. And I'm not angry. I'm not angry. Trust me. If I wanted to become militant, it would look anything like this. It would be much more, it'd be a lot. So, every day this year, particularly with the news cycles and the constant bad things that are happening, it gets harder and harder to stay positive, but you have to try. Because, I mean, if you just let that negativity seep into you, it's toxic. It really is. Like, I went through bouts of depression, and when you let those negative thoughts just take over you, it's no good. So, really, I think what we all need to do is to take a step back and do some really good self-reflecting. Like it definitely helps, and it's really good for everyone. Because like I said, stress can kill. Like literally it can kill. It can give you high blood pressure. It can it can affect your moods. It can give you muscle pains and joint pain. Like it's seriously something that can seep into your blood and your bones and your muscle and your tissue and just wreak havoc. So like you got to detoxify mentally and physically and spiritually too. But you know, I'm not here to preach to you guys. I just share my understanding and where I think and what I believe, and hope that it encourages you to have the same thoughts. Anyways, the Bible verse for today is from 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 12. Let no man despise thy youth, but be thou an example of the believers, in word, in conversation, in charity, in spirit, in faith, in purity. Now, this just means you need to self-identify what your belief system is, and you need to live it wholeheartedly in totality. Like if you claim to be something, be that thing, and be it wholeheartedly. Like be it convincingly, and don't just like have lip service, because there's a lot of people who walk around and say that they're Christians or that they're have a belief system and they believe in a higher power, but they don't act like it. Like they don't exude the qualities one would expect. And that's the other thing too. There are some showy, fashionable things that people think Christians should be. And then there's like what comes straight from the Bible. Just be a good person. Care about your other man. Care about how they feel. And really try to live your best life without trying to harm others, without trying to be greedy or holding resentment for people who have things that you want. Living your life in such a way that you wouldn't feel any shame watching the movie of your life played back to you. I mean, and there's more to that, but that's another day. Anyways, hope you guys are having a great night. I will see you tomorrow.